Well, hey there, folks. How's it going today? Yeah, sorry I was not present yesterday. I had an early morning meeting for school, and I thought I was going to wrap up a little bit sooner, but I should have known better because I usually don't, and I just didn't have enough time. So, it is what it is. But I'm back today, and we're going to talk a little bit about art and some things that I've been working on. First of all, progress on the next video is going kind of slowly. And now I'm starting to understand why some of these maker channels will, especially the artsy ones, will take like 3 to 4 or 5 weeks to put out a videos because this stuff takes so so long to do. It's not just about making the artwork. Like if it was just making the artwork, I'd be done like that because I have the experience, I have the process, I know what I'm doing with manipulating materials and creating stuff. The difficult part is setting up, for me anyway, is setting up all of the shots. And I actually had to get my wife's help the other day getting started. I'm focused on this project on planning for this project, and I've got all my materials, I've got everything all set up, and I'm just like staring there getting mad because I'm not sure from a video standpoint where to get started with this thing. And so my wife was just like, do you just want me to hold the camera and take some shots? And I'm like, yes, I need that. So she really helped me get started. Once I got started, it was a lot easier just to keep that momentum going. The editing is fine. The artwork is fine. But for me, it's the setting up of all the shots and getting everything the way that I want, because it's really not just a matter of just setting up a camera and going. I mean, I guess you could do that, but the artist in me wants to make everything all perfect and pretty, and things just don't really work out that way when you don't have the experience for it, that is. So I find that setting up all the shots really interrupts the flow of the artistic process. Again, this is my experience here. And it will probably be that way until I get better at doing this, or I find a workflow that's more conducive to my style and what I like doing. So speaking of what I was doing, since I haven't really been posting a whole lot of my in progress stuff, and I need to get better about that. I think I did one Instagram post a couple days ago. So on my actually, some of you guys might know this, but I actually have been doing some streaming on Twitch, and this here's my Twitch channel. It's I also linked it down in the description there. I'm thinking about changing the name because I have Mr. Lauer YT for YouTube, but I'm not too crazy about that. And it just looks weird. So I can't do Mr. Lauer. So I got to figure that out. But anyway, so I've been playing a lot of Chrono Trigger lately. That's if you've never played Chrono Trigger, it's a Super Nintendo era role-playing game. And it's easily one of my top 2 favorite games of all time. I've replayed this game so many times, at least a dozen times, but definitely more than a dozen times. And it's just a classic. I haven't played it in a long time, and I was thinking, it'd be really fun to play this game. So whenever I'll get into playing an old game, I start thinking about, I want to make some art project that has to do with this. And so actually maybe a week ago or so, let's see if it's still on here. About 10 days ago, I was doing some pyrography, which was this guy right here. This is the protagonist, Chrono, of the game. And I was doing a little bit of wood burning, did a little live stream of it, had some dinner along with it. It was a fun experience. I don't know if I'm going to do any more. I think I'd probably keep my woodworking stuff to my YouTube channel. and the video game playing to Twitch. But, you know, I'm experimenting, figuring things out. So I decided I wanted to do some wood burning. So I wood burnt the protagonist for Chrono Trigger, who was this guy right here. Yeah, here's a better picture of him. I did okay. You know, there's some parts that I could have improved on, and I can probably color some of the spots in. So I was thinking, there's a couple other things that I want to do with this, right? So I want to I wanted to do a woodworking video on the wood burner and sort of feature the wood burner. I talked about that in a previous vlog. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to feature the wood burner, a little bit of technique, talk about the product, and, you know, just kind of work that all in there. But then I was thinking, you know, I don't just want to do a product video. I want to have like some of the artistic stuff in there. I recorded what I was doing with this, but I wanted to really, this is just a piece of oak, you know, this is just a wood burning on a piece of wood. You know, it's not really a project. It's just some art that I did on a piece of scrap wood. And I was thinking, well, what can I do to turn this into a project? Well, one of the main themes of Chrono Trigger, as you can probably guess by the name, is time and time travel, specifically. And I was thinking, well, oh, hey, Doug, how's it going? Doug's here. We like Doug. I was thinking, time is the main theme of Chrono Trigger. And so I was thinking, well, let's turn it into a clock. That would be really cool. So I got some clock parts, and I was thinking, well, I can probably set a clock part somewhere in the middle here, and, you know, make that. And then I was thinking, well, you know, make a border for it. And, you know, what would be a better border than the logo itself? This is really big. So I ended up copying the main logo of Chrono Trigger, which is this big C. And I did like some texture. I was kind of playing around with some techniques and, you know, not too happy with it. And then I went over it some more, and now I'm okay. I'm kind of happy with it. And so that's what I was working on. But then after I spent all this time making both of these, I kind of realized something, is that these don't really fit together. I don't know if I can put these in a way that, let me stand up here. These don't really fit all that well together. Like, I was originally thinking of having this thin plywood as like an overlay, and then like putting this right here. I kind of designed it for that size, but the problem is this piece of wood ends right here. So if I wanted to have him centered on this C where the clock would be, the clock hands, it's not really going to fit. And I'm not really sure like how I can manipulate this to make that work. And so I've been thinking about it a lot for the past day, and I still can't come up with a solution. I don't really like scrapping projects, especially when I put time into it. I mean, nobody really does. But that's getting me thinking about, well, how can I make this? What can I do to actually make this into a usable project? Well, I've bought the clock parts. I have the clock parts. I do want to make a clock. I think it would be really cool. I don't necessarily feel like I have to incorporate this into the clock. Like, I can make a nice little pretty frame for it, put it on the wall, and then some wall art. But for the clock itself, I was telling my wife what the problem was, and she was like, well, why don't you just take that C, and on the inside, like half of it, do like a little scene, and then that part can be the clock. And so she actually suggested this scene right in here, or something based off of it. This is a part in the game called the End of Time, which is a location that you get to at a certain point. And it's really kind of iconic because you've got the lamppost and the old guru sitting here. And this sort of cobblestone pattern, which would look great on all wood burnt in. And so I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, is just take the negative space on the inside of this C and try to get some of that into here. So I'll have to figure that out. But honestly, it'll be a really good opportunity to practice more wood burning. More practice is never a bad thing. And so that's what I think I'm going to end up doing, or try to. And then hopefully once that's all done, I can put a clock together and make it into a project video and actually post a YouTube video. Like I've been, it's been 2 weeks this week since I posted a video, and next week it'll be 3 weeks. And it's a lot of work. When you're doing this by yourself and you see all of the advice online, it's like, hey, try and post every week, post something every week. That's how you stay engaged. I'm like, okay. I don't have a video guy. I don't have an editor. I'm just doing it all by myself, figuring this all out by myself. But of course I'm doing these vlogs, so that kind of helps a little bit. So anyway, if you have not checked out my socials already, they are down in the description there. I've got a link to my Twitch channel as well as my Instagram and Twitter. I'm on those pretty much constantly. So check me out on there. Hopefully this project's going to go okay. So, all right, guys. I hope that your projects are all salvageable, and that you guys can make some good work out of the bits and pieces that you've gotten started. So, yeah, you're right, Doug. It's all in time. This is actually episode 35 of this little Hey Folks vlog that I've been doing. So I started them like the first 12 or 13 videos were actually videos where I was doing editing and stuff. And then this one, I stopped for a while. And then I was like, I started doing some of the little live ones, and I like these. They're short, they're easy to do. I can talk about some stuff just first thing in the morning. And like in 15 minutes, I'm going to start my first class, my first period. So, it gets me used to talking to people, and it's a good way to get my day started, get my brain going. Thanks, Doug. You have a good one, man. All right, everybody else, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day.